All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It's a new day and it's a new month. It's a new week. It's a new, lots of fun, everything actually here. Um, as some people may know, as of today, am no longer doing any videos at Ring of Fire. All of my content is now over here at Farron Balanced. So this is a new, it's not just a new day, it's not just a new month, it's a new chapter of my life really here. It's great, it's exciting, it's wonderful, it's terrifying, but I'm very excited. And one of the things that I will be doing is daily live streams here. Hopefully we're going to be doing them Monday through Thursday. That is the plan. So and we're still going to have the regular daily content videos going up. So we're going to have just so much more of everything. And as we get started here, because I got several stories I want to discuss, we're less than 1,200 subscribers away from 1 million, folks. Less than 1,200. Okay. Let's get there. 1 million subscribers on my first day full time at Fair and Balanced would be amazing. So if we could do that, like spread the word. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Let's make the first day of this being my full-time job the best day ever. But that's up to you guys. So hopefully we can do that. And having said all of that, let's jump right in because I got a lot to talk about today. First one, of course, is a segment that aired on Fox News over this weekend. Host Peter Doocy brought in a psychotherapist from New York, a psychotherapist by the name of Jonathan Alpert. And Mr. Alpert told Peter Doocy that, oh boy, Trump derangement syndrome is real. And roughly 3/4 of the people who come into Dr. Alpert's office are suffering from it. Now, before I even get into what he said, I have to imagine if you're flipping through the channels on Sunday morning and you see your therapist on TV basically airing your dirty laundry, even though they don't mention you by name because that would be illegal, I would have to imagine that a lot of those clients are probably on the phone right now saying, you know what? Piss off. I'm not coming back. You're a Trump supporting piece of garbage, so bye. Not smart. From a clientele perspective, you're running a business and you go on Fox News to justify a fake syndrome and then ignore the people that are actually suffering from it for real. You're not going to have an easy time getting clients in New York City. Huh. Yeah. For a psychotherapist, you don't seem very smart. But hey, I'm not a psychotherapist, so what do I know, right? Although I do understand a little bit about audience retention and, running a business. So, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Here we go. Here is what Dr. Alpert said on Fox News this weekend about Trump derangement syndrome. I am deeply, deeply concerned about what I've been seeing for almost 10 years now. We see great division in families and friendships broken up over how strongly they feel about Trump. What I'm seeing is symptoms that in many ways mirror other disorders. People are anxious, they're angry, they can't sleep. One person even said she couldn't possibly enjoy a family vacation as long as Trump is out there. So these are hallmark features of any disorder that I treat every day of the week, and we should really be concerned about this. I had patients who hated Joe Biden, but it never rose to the point where they wanted him dead or would stay up at night obsessing over Joe Biden the way that they do over Trump. Let me interject here, Dr. Alpert. You do know that Donald Trump to this day stays up all night obsessing over Joe Biden. I mean, he'll put out posts on Truth Social 2 a.m., 3 a.m. like Trump himself does that. Did you not know that? Are you, Dr. Alpert, suffering from this Trump derangement syndrome? Look, here's the thing. Trump derangement syndrome is, of course, very real. Nobody on the left is suffering from it. The people who are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, who Dr. Alpert did not discuss one bit in the segment that I saw, they're the ones who are out there with a godlike worship of this flabby, disgusting, pale, orange painted man. Okay? Those are the ones who are deranged, the ones who go out there and buy his merch, the ones who have their Trump watch with their Trump hat, and they're wearing their Trump shoes, and they've got their Trump shirts, and they've got their Trump meme coin, and they've got their Trump NFTs, and they're trying to go to eBay to find old bottles of Trump bottled water to drink on the way. That's obsession to the point of derangement. That is Trump derangement syndrome. Trump derangement syndrome is the people who are going to the grocery store paying more in costs because of what Trump has done to prices, and yet still telling pollsters, I don't think prices have gone up. I think Trump's doing a great job. That is effing deranged. And those are the people who, of course, are in fact suffering from it. Let me tell you who's not suffering from it. The people who look around and say, wow, this guy's not good at his job. But according to this doctor, oh no, people are staying up at night worrying about the economy that Donald Trump has completely tanked. They're deranged, right? Like, we're the ones suffering because we don't like what this guy has done to the country. I mean, if Donald Trump was just sitting up there doing nothing but putting out mean tweets, but not destroying the economy, not ripping people's families apart and locking them in alligator Alcatraz at one point, right? We wouldn't be complaining. We're not complaining about him just being a human being. We don't like what he's doing. And of course, he is the president of the United States, and everything he does is, in fact, therefore newsworthy. So covering it, talking about it is not derangement. It's called the effing news, bud. The same program you went on yesterday. It's called the news. We talk about it. We do those things. But for Fox News, no. Even with Donald Trump's own declining mental health, I mean, hell, yesterday aboard Air Force One, he's like, I don't know why I had the MRI. I don't even know what part of my body they looked at. But yeah, according to Dr. Alpert there, we're the ones suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Let's take a look at some of these comments here. Alexis Lichty ZR1GZ says, seriously, Trump has a serious aversion to reality. 100% could not agree with you more. Here's one that says, this is exactly what they want you to do, though. Engage with their weapon of mass distraction. They insult without merit, never apologize, and lock the other side into constantly defending itself. I will say, in order to address that question, this is actually an issue I've discussed multiple times, many times over the years, talking about the fact that we're not the ones suffering from it. And I do believe that it is worth addressing, because I think we take that phrase, we weaponize it ourselves, and we use it against them. That's a strategy that I think is a good one. You would think MAGA would be sick and tired of all this chaos. They love it. They don't care for anything. Honestly, it's like the Joker from The Dark Knight, right? You know, they don't believe in anything. They don't have plans. They don't have goals. They just want the chaos. Like, this is what they want, and they're getting everything they want with it. So they're enjoying it. Thank you very much for this comment. Says Farron, you are the only one giving us the real news. I do appreciate that. No, there's lots of other folks that are definitely giving you some real news out there. Really good people, you know, and we all have different styles. So you find the style that you like the best. Maybe you're a Brian Tyler Cohen person. Maybe you're a Pacman person. Maybe you like Sam Cedar and Emma Vigeland over at the Majority Report. Whatever's your style, however you choose to get the news, you know, maybe it's TYT, maybe it's Midas Touch, obviously. The biggest ones out there now. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, there's lots of other folks out there giving real news, and got to give props to them. Another comment says, mass disruption is not going anywhere next year when take back the House majority, and we must get the Senate too. Hopefully. I mean, look, everything is trending in the right direction. We'll see what happens. Obviously, nothing is set in stone. Now, I do want to go ahead and move on to another story here real quick. This one, Trump's golf habit is costing taxpayers a fortune. This one is from the Daily Beast. And they say that new analysis by HuffPost found that Trump's beloved hobby has already cost American taxpayers nearly $71 million since his return to the Oval Office in January, and is expected to total more than $300 million by the time his second term ends. His golf trips cost America $151.5 million during his first term in office. So what we have right here is a president of the United States who is in declining mental health. He's in declining physical health. He boasts all the time about donating his $400,000 a year salary while screwing taxpayers out of tens of millions of dollars in a matter of months so that he can literally go and not work. Right? Somebody slice that in a way that actually makes it palatable. Can you? Are there any MAGA folks in the comments that can maybe explain how this is something we're supposed to be cool with? Because no, but I will. I will actually explain to you why I think this is a good thing and why I hope that Donald Trump ends up spending $500 million playing golf during his term. And I genuinely mean that. I want this man to go out there and golf all day, every day, because you know what he's not doing when he's golfing? He's not hitting other countries with tariffs that ultimately we pay. He's not out there giving orders to kill more people in boats. He's not planning a military invasion of Venezuela. He's not out there humiliating the United States on a national scale to the same degree that he usually does. But he's not destroying the country when he's out playing golf. That's what I love about these golfing stories and all this, like, oh, Trump spent this much money doing it. Good. I want him to do it more. Yeah, I know it screws us. Yes, I know it takes our money away. But let's face it, if he's not out there having fun golfing, he's going to be doing something that's pretty freaking bad for the country. So let's not have him do those things. Let's keep him out on the golf course. Let's make sure that that man has everything he needs, that his little golf cart is all charged up, and that his clubs are polished and his balls are ready, golf balls. And then he could just play golf all day, every day, forever. I am okay with that. I don't even care how much it costs. Go ahead, spend all the damn money you want, as long as it keeps you from signing executive orders, as long as it keeps you from going out there and, having the military invade countries that are not hostile to the United States. I'm okay with it. Golf away, buddy. That's what you're made for. That's what you ought to do. Also, you cheat at golf all the time. Let's not forget that. It's literally on video of you cheating at golf. Here's a great comment here from Teresa Johnson. Says, that's a lot of money for him to play with his little balls. Survivor says, Trump has no balls. Good morning, Farron from Canada. Good morning, Canada. I hope you guys are doing great. Did Trump do anything for others on Thanksgiving? No, he definitely did not. He went out there and he gave that speech where he, said some pretty horrific things. So hello from the UK, from Karen Volk. Thank you. Hello, UK. It's not quite as early over there as it is here. Snowing up here in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. That is awesome. Kiffin leaving Ole Miss for LSU shows there are still economic consequences for racism. Honestly, I was kind of shocked by that, especially given Kiffin's record at Ole Miss. Kind of thought, like, why, you've built this amazing top 10 program. Why are you leaving this for one that's kind of in the toilet right now? But all of that. But don't get me started on college football because I'm so pissed off over this weekend. But it is what it is. I love it and I hate it, and I hate that I love it. So, college football is pretty pretty much what it is. Here's a question here. Farron, how come you don't like the U.S. Navy Blue Angels? You mentioned that in a video a very long time ago. I'll tell you why. Those are the most talented pilots on planet Earth. Nothing against the pilots whatsoever. What I am against is that, what's it do? What's it do? Do we accomplish anything from paying hundreds of millions of dollars to have these things, to train these pilots every year? Because they do get training every year. I know that's right down the road from me. It does nothing. In fact, I actually looked this up because I did a report on it a while ago. In the cities, with the exception of Pensacola, Florida, where I am, in every other city where the Blue Angels go and do their air show, they actually end up costing taxpayers more. So taxpayers lose money than the economic benefits that those areas receive from getting the air show. So it is a net drain on the United States. So it serves no purpose. Look, if they were going out there and generating a ton of economic revenue from people traveling to their shows, I'd be cool with it. But also, as somebody who for more than 40 years has had to live with them doing their practice runs, all throughout the year, the practice shows, and then the shows themselves, I don't like loud, sudden noises. And maybe that kind of tells you a little bit more about me than you wanted to know, but I can't stand it. It puts me on edge. So I hate it. The noise thing, of course, is secondary to all the rest. We're kind of getting like super off topics here. But I got another one here because this was a fun story I saw over the weekend. The White House recently launched just a few days ago what they're calling a media accountability section of the White House's official website. It is called the Media Bias page. It went live this past Friday and then was immediately taken down because on their own Media Bias page and fact check page, they got a bunch of shit wrong. Like, here we go. We're going to expose the media. Oops. We got so much wrong that we had to take down our own website showing you how the media gets it wrong. Not off to a great start. Now, they did, of course, fix some of their mistakes, and they put the website back live. And the White House tweeted out saying, quote, "Tired of the fake news? We've got the place for you. Get the facts, track the worst offenders, see the fake news exposed." Caroline Leavitt tweeted out, "The Trump White House is holding the fake news accountable like never before." Because past presidents didn't have as thin of skin as Donald Trump has, right? They weren't little bitty babies, okay? They could take it. I mean, could you imagine if Barack Obama went out there every time Fox News attacked him for eating arugula in his salad, which they devoted days and days and days of coverage to? Could you imagine if Barack Obama went out there and had a meltdown and created a new web page because Fox News was mad that he wore a tan suit? No, he laughed about it and he moved on with his life. Trump can't do that. Trump is a baby. Now, I don't want to swear too much in this video, but as I always say, he's a bit of a common term for a female dog. No offense to dogs. But that's what Trump is. He is a baby, word for a female dog. He is. He's such a pathetic little pansy. I'm going to say things I'm not supposed to say, so I'm not going to keep saying them. But you get the point. They have launched a new website at taxpayer expense to attack the media outlets that are not out there lying. Like, none of the stuff on their website is an actual lie. It's just stuff they didn't like. And that's because we have the biggest baby in the world in the Oval Office. And Caroline Leavitt's out there like, we're holding them accountable. No, you're feeding his delusions. You're feeding his mental illness by allowing this to happen. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's an attack on the freedom of the press, which is what this administration has done since before they even came back into office. They don't like the media. They don't want the media to exist. And this is their way of trying to take them down. But more importantly, it's their way of trying to put a gigantic target on the back of journalists. And we all know what that can lead to. Got a super chat here from Doug Grinberg. Sorry. Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. It says, Dim's biggest failure is didn't make nonstop fun of old white oligarch dudes in business suits with idiotic red baseball caps. I agree. I mean, look, we could talk for hours and hours and hours and hours about the many failures that the Democratic Party has had in the last 12 months alone. And I'm hoping they learn from all of those mistakes. We're seeing the voters switch over to the other side right now, but that switch is not going to be permanent if the Democrats don't get their crap together. I mean, and I say that because as the public is shifting a little more to the left, it's not because, hey, we like Democrats better. Democrats are still at historic low approval ratings, lower than the Republican Party. So you got to fix that. You have to get out there, get back in touch with the working class Americans. You have to talk to people, but you also, some of them, not all of them, because I don't think you need to have the entire party doing it. You got to have people that are vicious. You've got to have the attack dogs. You've got to have your Jasmine Crockett's out there busting skulls. You know, you need your Gavin Newsoms trolling Trump. That was great. Newsom shot up to the top of the, Democratic 2028 polls because of that. Now, granted, you can't keep it up forever. It does get a little old, so you have to change up your style, which Jasmine Crockett has been phenomenal with. But yeah, you got to have all these different pieces working in unison, but separately, in a way. So if the Democrats can do that, which I think they are starting to piece together, I think it's going to be good. Doug Grinberg has another comment here. It says, Nixon EPA had ONAC, Office of Noise Abatement and Control. Reagan sabotaged ONAC, moved noise control to states, see Noise Pollution Clearinghouse. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. I will have to look into that. So thank you very much for that. And thank you for the 2 super chats. Here's a question here from Reagan 2WF. Says, how the hell is anyone even going to be able to rebuild after the damage stops in any meaningful way is my concern. That's a good question, good comment here, because that's something I've addressed as well. The damage that we have already seen done, and again, we're not even a full year into this, but this damage is not something that's going to be undone completely by the next president. And my biggest concern is that when the next person comes in, assuming it's a Democrat, and they say, okay, we're going to undo all this crap that Trump has done. And 3 years from now, God only knows how it's going to be, right? The Department of Education is probably going to be gone. Other government departments could also be completely gone. The rest of them are left in shambles. So, is it easier for the next president to look at the things that are completely gone, like the Department of Education, which would have to be recreated using an act of Congress, and maybe they don't have Congress? I worry that things are not going to come back. They can fix what's broken. It'll take years and years and years, definitely more than one term. Fixing what's broken is easy. Replacing what is gone is not. Because you have to have all the pieces in place to be able to do that, because a president alone cannot. So if we lose the Department of Education, public education in the United States, which is already horrific, is dead. I mean, it's dead. We're going to be the most uninformed, dumb as a rock group of human beings on the planet. But that's what the Republicans want. I mean, that's why, some of their biggest demographics are, the people that didn't go to college, the people that, have no, maybe not even high school diplomas. They like people who do not seek further education, because the more education you get, the more you're likely, not always, but more likely to question things. When you question things, everything in the Republican philosophy immediately falls apart. So they don't like that. Listen, as I said, this is a new day here at Farron Balanced. It's a new day for me. It's a new day of the week. It's a new month. It's a new everything. Folks, we are on the cusp of 1 million subscribers. I want to get there. I'd love to get there by the end of the day. That would be the best day ever. So help us out with that. If you want more from me, make sure you're following me across all of social media at Farron Balanced. Couldn't be simpler, right? It's the name of the channel at Farron Balanced. Make sure you're going Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky at Farron Balanced. Got another super chat here from VMan29397. Thank you very much. Says, mark my words, if Trump's attempts an invasion of Venezuela, it will make Putin's invasion of Ukraine look competent. Trump, like any would-be dictator, cares more about the spectacle of invasion. I agree 100%. But this is going to be a disaster for the United States. I mean, I'm not talking, I don't think it's going to be the same scale as, Iraq and Afghanistan, but this is going to destroy our standing with the rest of the world. It's going to end alliances that have existed since the end of World War II. We're going to be totally isolated from everybody the same way that Russia is. And I think that's what Trump wants, because Trump wants to be in that cool kids club. He wants to be in the club with Putin and Kim Jong-un and Mohammed bin Salman. He wants to be part of that, and this is part of it. I mean, that's what those countries do, or in the case of North Korea, always are threatening to do. And he doesn't care if we lose Europe. He doesn't care if we lose allies in Africa and South America and Australia and Asia. He wants to be in the dictators club, and this is his move to do it. So again, look, with these live streams, this is going to be a daily thing now. So mark your calendars, 9 a.m. Central Time. That is my time zone, so that's when I'm doing it. And then throughout the rest of the day, of course, we've got the regular videos going up. So even after this, stick around on the channel, fresh content going up all day. But again, this is the new way. This is a new day. This is a new me. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So make sure you're subscribed so you stick around every day, 9 a.m. Central. We will have these streams, not Fridays. I'm not doing Fridays. I'm going to take a day. I still have regular videos on Fridays and then regular videos up over the weekends, but not going to live stream on Friday, most likely. That's going to be my easier day. I like that. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody. And I really do hope you're following me across all the social media at Farron Balanced. Go on any social media website, app, type in Farron Balanced. You're going to find me. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate it. I'll see you again tomorrow morning.